Hey, my YouTubers, it's your girl, Hood Barbie. And as the title says, this video will be about blending. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance if this video is going to be a little bit long. I like to do live, real-time videos. I don't really want to do a whole bunch of editing and stuff, so I'm going to try to get everything into this one video, and I'm probably going to have to cut a little bit, and it might get a little bit darker during the actual blending process of this, as I don't have the right equipment to connect the tools I'm about to use at the end of the video, but we'll get to that. So let's start from the beginning. So you made your purchase of your Indian hair, your Malaysian hair, your Chinese hair, whatever the case may be, but in particular curly hair. So let's say you just bought some regular, wet and wavy or some Indian hair. You got it by the bulk. So you're trying to figure out, okay, I want to go ahead and blend this in my hair, but my hair texture is not the same. Well, I'm going to show you guys how I do mine, because I know I got a lot of questions and inquiries about that, and I really didn't get a chance to hands-on show you guys. So I'm going to try to break it down as best as possible. So as you can see, I have a full installation. This hair has been in for a while. I'm probably going to try to do it one more week, and then I'm going to end up taking it out. Okay, so this right here is a full, well, I guess you can call it a partial sewing, because I have pieces of my hair right here. This is all I have out, and this is the actual sew-in that I did across. So what you're seeing is the full entire sew-in. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is my hair, and hopefully I have all my tools near me so we don't have to cut and pause and edit overnight. Okay, so this is my brush. I'm going to take my hair and just move it out the way, because right now we're not going to be using my hair. So just separate your hair. I just usually twist mine around, doesn't matter. And then take a simple bobby pin and put it up. Okay. And we'll get to this piece a little bit later on. Now what I end up doing is, when I'm getting ready to blend the hair, I go ahead and do a full brush out to get all the tangles out of it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll take it piece by piece, no specific parting, and I use my paddle brush. Now, if you use a different type of brush, that's on you. I use a paddle brush because you have less shedding. When you use that full bristle brush, it's more hair is probably going to come out in that fashion than using the paddle brush. So that's just my rationality to it. So I grab about this much. Really doesn't matter. And you're just going to brush. Now get a good grip. When you start to brush it, get a good grip somewhere above where you're brushing, because you don't want any tension between the hair and the your hair. You don't want the tracks to pull at your braids and cause damage to your hair, and you don't want to loosen up the sewing itself. So I'm just brushing it out. Okay, and it will be fluffy, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. So I just go around piece by piece. And you're just getting tangles out. You're not trying to straighten it or style it. You're just getting tangles out. There's nothing worse than having like your hair all crinkly and pretty, but you have like big bulges in it because you have tangles. And this, of course, is the Remy Hair Janet collection. This is the Super French. It's in the black packaging. I'll put the link in the below bar if you're interested in this hair. I have 18-inch 4-ounce bundle, as well as I believe a 14-inch 4-ounce bundle. That's how they come. They come in the packaging, but they're 4 ounces each, and you need 8 ounces to do a full sew-in. So that's how that works. And if you're ordering, for example, if you're ordering from, let's say, just a regular Indian hair company that they have so many of those online, then you also will order like in 4-ounce bundles. That's usually how they sell it. But you will need 8 ounces. Now you might end up having like a little piece left over, but that's good, to have a little piece of track left over. It's better to have a little bit more left over than not to have enough. So definitely get 8 ounces. And you can use this hair over and over. So if you're worried about the pricing and stuff, just consider the fact that you can use this over. This is my second installation of this hair or whatever. So it's worked out good for me, and I'm probably gonna use it again because I maintain my hair very well. So if you're good on maintenance and taking care of the hair, then you can have it for a long period of time. There is no exact time period. I cannot give you that because I don't know how you take care of your hair. But I will keep this and reuse it as long as possible. And to me, I don't see where it should be a problem because I like the big natural look. So even if I had to wear like this and then didn't necessarily, you know, flow exactly the same how it did like when it was fresh out the pack, I could still work it. And if you're creative like that, you can work the hair as well. So I'm almost done, as you can see, brushing it out. I guess I could have edited this out, but I kind of want to talk to you guys and talk you through everything as I'm going. So that's what's going to make this video a tad bit long. So I'm brushing and brushing and brushing the tangles out. Most of the tangles come from right in this area. Okay. Up here usually doesn't get tangled because most of the curl patterns are towards the end. It's not as curly as the top as it is like towards the tip. At least not for me. And if you find that after installations is getting a little bit old, you can end up razor cutting the tips and getting those pieces that you don't like out if you like. Okay, now comes the wet down. You have some options. Some people do a full wet down. I do a full wet down when I don't have time and I know I can't like really get piece by piece and do it. But if you have the time, like right now I do, you can actually go piece by piece. And what I end up doing is the same way I parted it to go ahead and like brush it out like this. That's how I wet it down. Now I have a regular spray bottle. Inside of here I have regular bottled water. There's no particular brand. It's just simple bottled water. Inside I also have my leave-in conditioner that I put in here. Most people spray it down with just regular water. I put the leave-in conditioner only because I like to moisturize the hair as it's being put in. And it's just the basic Garnier Fructise leave-in conditioner. I think my son might have moved it out the way because I don't see it. But I'll definitely show you guys the bottle. If you request it, I'll show you in another video. Okay? But it's in there. You just put a squirt or two in here depending on how much water. You just want to have enough where it actually mixes in with the water, but it's still a good consistency that it can come out the top. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. So I go ahead and I spray it down lightly, just getting it moisturized a little bit. And as you can see, when I spray it, you'll see it's not just like simple water. You'll see a little tint to it because I have the leave-in conditioner inside of it. And I just scrunch like this, just like if you had like a soft ball in your hand. You just kind of squish it up and promote the curl pattern to go ahead and come. Okay. Let me grab my charger. Sorry guys, laptop was about to go dead. Here we go. So just continue to scrunch it until you see the curls get to a pattern that you enjoy. Okay? So if you want it, squirt it down some more. Make sure that you spray the hair a little bit when you're squirting it because you want it to evenly go. You don't just want the top layer of the hair wet. You want the entire area wet. Now, I usually like to do it this way because I can determine how wet it gets. I don't really like soaking wet hair, having to, you know, leave out the house like that. I mean, the heat right now kind of helps it up so it doesn't stay wet for long, but just the fact that, you know, you're going to have wet hair on your clothes can become a problem. So you can do that, and if you still find that it's too much water going on, you can take like a wide tooth shampoo home and comb through it, and then the waves will just naturally come into the hair evenly. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going all the way around, getting piece by piece. Even though I brush the tangles out, I still like to make sure everything is out before I start. And some people also spray their hair down with the Frizz Ease, the Dream Curl Frizz Ease. So you can opt to do either or both. Doesn't matter. I'm just using my leave-in conditioner because that's what I like to use. Usually if I do a wet down, like a full wet down, Then I'll spray the Frizz Ease in there. Just a little spray on top of it. And I'm going to proceed to do this. Just want to soak up some of the water before I scrunch it up. And you're just going to do this all the way around. So I don't want to hold up this entire video just showing you guys how to scrunch it up. I'm going to continue scrunching this hair up, and then we're going to move on to blending your hair inside the hair. Okay? So stay tuned. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we did the wet down, got our curl pattern, it's cute. So we take this hair right up here, which is our hair that we put, and this is what I end up doing. I'll take just the bobby pin I use to hold it, that's this right here, and I'll part it straight across like that. This one was like almost already parted. You can get all specific and straighten it up if you want, but this is the piece that's going to go to the back and cover up the tracks. And then what I end up doing is use your nail, or you can use that bobby pin again or whatever, and just part it straight down like so. You can clean it up if you want. I'm not really a precise type of girl. And this is going to cover the side tracks. Okay, so I'll take my trusty crimping iron. This is the key, guys. This is what I use, and I'm going to crimp my hair and blend from there. So if you've never used a crimping iron, or if you like me and you're not really a big fan of the crimping iron, I don't know, I just can't, I get tired of these, they get on my nerves real fast. I'll grab my hair, and you can take it just like you would a flat iron and get your roots a little straight if you want to, or my natural girls that want to get some of the kink out of it, if you want to do that. If not, I pull back and start right there, because you don't want to start the crimp from right here, because then you're going to have a big like lump and have like the cone head look, and you don't want that. So I push back a little bit, and I'll start my crimping maybe like about right there. And yeah, probably about right there. So I'll let it sit there for a second and get a good little crimp going. Then from there, you release it, go down, and let the first barrel right there go in where you had the second barrel at, and let it go. So you're not like moving it all the way down and doing two more crimps. You'll end up having this crimp, the top one, inside the second one that was up there. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it to my best ability for all my ladies that's never used crimping iron. And I just like to let it sit there so it get a good crimp, because when you go by fast, it doesn't do the same. Again, this is a process that's a little tedious, but it works really, really well. And then sometimes I get slacking and I'll be watching TV like I'm doing now, and like not really paying attention. Sometimes I mess around and miss my crimp spot. But you can go back over it if you want. And it doesn't have to be precise. Like, I'm never precise with this. You can go down, just keep going until you get to the tip of your hair. Again, look, my crimp is probably not even perfect, but it'll work because you just want some kind of texture to it so it's easier to blend in. And this is how it should look. Something like that. Nothing major again. Now, for the ladies that have like the smaller ones, not necessarily, oh, let me tell you which one. This is Vidal Sasson crimping iron. I got this from Walmart. It might have been all of $20, if that. It was just something simple. Like, I don't use those kind of irons a lot, so I don't feel the need to invest in anything, you know, too jazzy. But the same thing I did with this side, okay, I'm going to do with that side. And when I get to the back part, I'm probably just going to stop and then come back and show you guys where to go from there. I just wanted to basically show you how you go about getting the crimp, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to finish crimping this piece, and then crimp the back piece, doing the same thing I did, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So definitely keep watching and stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, and we're done, okay? We're done with the crimping part. And as you can see, the curl pattern is not exact as the hair, but it's enough where, you know, it's not bone straight. It's not going to be like you're just pulling it in your hair and you can see the straight strands in between the curlies. So you have some texture to it. Now what I just usually do is take my fingers and pull it through. Okay, it's better that you wait for it to cool off, because if you pull it while the hair is still hot, then it'll probably just come out. Now for my ladies that are afraid of it mixing in with the semi-wet hair and losing its curl, you can spray the hair down with a holding spray. Nothing too harsh that's going to make it like hard, but give it a nice hold to it. Me personally, I'm not really bothered by it. I don't have too many problems with it, too much like falling for me. So I'll just finger pull it for right now. But in the future, if you're looking for a hold, let's say you're going to the club, you don't want to sweat out your hair, then definitely spray it down. But I'm not doing anything that's going to be too strenuous today that I need to spray it down for. And that, my ladies, is how I blend my hair to rock it and blend it. Okay? And the good thing is my hair right here is naturally layered, so it looks like different levels and it shapes it. It's not a bad thing. Okay? So that's the finished product. And you can continue pulling it out some more if you wanted to, but it blends very nicely. Okay? So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a message. Sometimes my comments down here don't go straight to my mail, so I don't know unless I click on the video to check. So if it's something real important, definitely hit me in a PM, okay? Thank you guys for watching. I love y'all. Mwah. Bye.